Hey guys, so we have a New Year's greetings and Legends team newsletter, essentially just a producer letter. They actually used to put these out fairly often, not like super often, but like every few months they would just put out a producer letter or team newsletter that gave us information on future updates and stuff like that. They do that on occasion now, but it certainly, I wouldn't say, is as prominent as they used to do this like early in the game's lifespan. But certainly for New Year's, they do this every single year. And they do actually tend to give us some little tidbits of information on what we can expect to see coming out during the following year. So let's see what they say about 2025. I didn't really have the greatest impression, if I'm being completely honest. I didn't really have the greatest impression of the game in 2024. So I'm hoping that they can take a lot of the feedback that we're giving them and, you know, take a look at a lot of the, I guess, grievances that people have with the game and things that people enjoyed about the game during 2024 and build off of that, so they can provide us with a really exciting 2025. So let's go ahead and take a look at what they have to say here. So Happy New Year. It's not yet New Year's here. It is currently 3:30 p.m. as I'm recording this. And the Happy Bag banner is coming out. So the Happy Bag banner, the reason why it's not out yet is because they always drop it right as Japan hits 12 a.m. for New Year's. So we got about 8.5 hours until then. But I guess preliminary Happy New Year. Thank you for your support of Dragon Ball Legends this past year. As a special edition of this year's New Year's greetings, we would like to deliver some important information, including info from the Legends team about future plans. This is a long post, but please read until the end. Okay, that's good. Got some new information here. I have not read this yet. I just saw that they put this up, and I'm just recording immediately. New Year's greetings. Thanks to everyone. We've made it to 2025. This year's Legends Festival is finally coming to a close, but of course, new events and characters are scheduled for release after it ends. Please look forward to them. Yeah, so I mentioned this in the gift raid video, but the first major release in 2025 should be on January 15th. Should be an LF. They typically don't give Ultras or Mega Risings in the middle of the month. It's typically, those slots are usually reserved for LF characters, so January 15th, like the perfect slot for the first LF release of 2025. And then the end of January will be the whatever end of the month release will be, whether it's going to be a second LF. Remember, we got 2 LFs in January in 2024. In 2023, we got an Ultra at the end of January. So there's really 2 options of what the end of January release could be. It could be either an Ultra or a Mega Rising. Or I guess it could also, you know what? I guess that it is 3 options, right? It could be a Mega Rising, an Ultra, or an LF. We actually don't know. Because that's last year, that's the only time they've given us 2 LFs in a month, right? That are like typical timing wise planned. Because we got Universal Spirit Bomb Goku and then Super 17 at the end of the month, because it was the Battle Hour reveal for Super 17. So we'll see what they end up doing for this year's end of January release slot. It could honestly be anything, but we know almost for sure that the January 15th release will be an LF. To celebrate the start of a new year and to express our gratitude for your support, we would like to present you with the following items. We hope they come in handy. Okay, so yes, they're giving us the ticket for the Happy Bag summon. They always do this. 100 slot removers, 300 energy, 30 soul medals, 30 exchange medals, fragment exchange medals. Okay, and then 2, what is this? Okay, the numbers glitch because there's so much Zenny, but a bunch of Zenny, which should already be... Actually, no, it's going to come out on, yeah, right as 12 a.m. hits on Japan time. Okay, so not out yet. And then a title. Alrighty. 7th anniversary. All right, this year we will be celebrating our 7th anniversary. We regard the 7th anniversary as an important year for Dragon Ball Legends. In order to make it a memorable one, we are working on a super large-scale update plan that will blow previous updates out of the water. Unfortunately, we cannot share the details with you yet, but we plan to gradually provide information starting around April. Please look forward to future announcements. So if you guys remember way back to the anniversary, you know what? I feel like I should pull this up because this is actually relevant to this. They did a newsletter at the end of the anniversary, the 6th anniversary, and they actually like very briefly talked about the 7th anniversary. So give me a second. I think it's relevant enough to pull this up. I will be back in 1 second. Okay, so this actually wasn't even put out at the end of the 6th anniversary. It was during the 6th anniversary, because this is before Gogeta even dropped, I believe. This was June 24th. So this was mainly, I think, put out as a response to, if you guys remember back to the 6th anniversary, they had a lot of server issues. There were just connection issues, emergency maintenance, and overall just instability with the application with Dragon Ball Legends as an app. It was just really bad. And to me, that was really the only blemish on the 6th anniversary, was just how hard it was to actually just play the game. It was just lag fest city, emergency maintenance, things would take forever to load, everything would be slow, delayed, sluggish. That was really the thing that I think detracted the most from the 6th anniversary, because other than that, 6th anniversary was just incredible. So they put this newsletter out, and to me, after reading through this, I remember I did a video on this back when it dropped. This really seemed like a response to the server instability issues, right? These issues are the result of an increase in the number of people playing the game, straining our servers, blah, 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 blah. Currently doing everything we can to address these problems. Going forward, we will be striving to provide a more stable gaming environment for our players. Okay, so they say this, and then if we scroll down further in the future, they talk about a bunch of stuff that we already got. Further in the future, our management team is looking into implementing a major version update sometime after the 7th anniversary. So they say after the 7th anniversary. I mean, remember, this was posted 6 months ago, more than 6 months ago now. So who knows what the planning at stage is at for this. But this to me sounds very, I guess, similar to what they're talking about here, with a super large scale update that will blow previous updates out of the water. So sounds like for the 7th anniversary, they really are looking to, I guess, just make it very overwhelming, I guess, which is good. We like overwhelming. For newer players, overwhelming could not be that, exciting, because if you're joining the game for the first time and things are too overwhelming, you don't want to keep playing the game. But for people who've been playing the game for a while, for players who are accustomed to the game and seasoned players, overwhelming, I am okay with that. I am okay with it being overwhelming. Okay, it's about time we get an overwhelming update. So sounds like they are especially going to dial things up to the next level. At least that's what their plans are for the 7th anniversary. So it sounds like they also are going to start to tell us some details about this beginning in April. So we'll see what that looks like. Suspension of service for certain Android devices. We will be suspending services for certain devices. Currently, the minimum requirement for Dragon Ball Legends on Android devices are as follows. Android 6.0, 1.6 GB of RAM. However, the memory requirement has become a bottleneck as we aim for higher character production values and plan for future updates. Furthermore, security support for Google has already been discontinued. We plan to end support for some devices. Based on the above, we will change the minimum requirements planned for a May 2025 update, which is literally the 7th anniversary, as follows. Android 10.0, 4 GB of RAM. So we're jumping from 1.6 to 4. Wow, that's big. Okay. The thing about this is actually a good thing. It might not sound good on paper because, you're going to lower the amount of, I guess, like, availability of the game. You're going to lower the amount of availability that the game has to more people, because some people don't have newer devices, and that means they're not going to be able to play the game. But this is good because this means the game is going to be evolving. As the game evolves, as characters get new mechanics, as new mechanics are introduced into the game, obviously that's going to demand higher RAM usage, more robust technology, more modern technology, more modern operating systems. So this is good. I actually think this is a really good thing. One of the biggest criticisms I've had for this game this past year is a lot of the characters just don't feel unique, and a lot of them just feel like they're just better versions of characters we've received earlier in the year. So a way that they can really expand from being in that mindset, in that caged mindset of, okay, we need to make this character just, with more card draw speed or more damage reduction or just higher numbers, is to differentiate each character based on new mechanics. Right, I think Beast Gohan actually is a really good example of this. Beast Gohan introducing the active gauge mechanic is obviously much different than what we've seen with previous characters. Things like that, things like the synchro gauge in the 6th anniversary. Those are different ways that they can differentiate characters that make them feel unique, and they're mechanics that I think add a lot of depth to the game, because they're things you need to keep in mind, whether not even much when you're using the characters, but also fighting against those characters. So if this is going to allow them to expand on mechanics like that, then I am all for this, right? And it sounds like this is going to be working hand in hand with the 7th anniversary update. So now my expectations are very, very high for the 7th anniversary. What kinds of new mechanics are we going to be seeing for the 7th anniversary? Are we finally going to be able to see giant characters implemented into the game? Is there something going to be like ground battles are going to be introduced? Like, I don't know. There's a lot of things they could do here. So I'm glad to see that they are increasing the minimum requirements for running the game, because that really means that they are planning on something big for the 7th anniversary. iOS. Yep, this is the same thing essentially. 4 GB of RAM or more. Okay. Legend Team is looking into new characters, battle expansions. This sounds like ground battles to me. Graphical updates and much more that will justify this decision. Graphical updates, okay. GVG battles. You guys want to know when this was announced? I am pretty sure it was 2019 they announced this. It was 2019 or 2020. Whenever they announced transforming Yellow Super Vegito was the same video and stuff. This was before they even called it reveal and stuff. That was the same video and stuff that they announced transforming Super Vegito, and it was Broly and Chi-Lai, because they dropped on the same Legends Rising banner. Transforming Yellow Super Saiyan Vegito is when they announced Guild versus Guild. And I'm pretty sure that was either in 2019 or 2020. So 4+ years ago is when they announced the guild battles. We are making final adjustments. Yeah, we've heard this before. We are making final adjustments for this release and expect to be able to hold the first GVG season in January. Okay. I mean, that's kind of promising. We once again ask for your patience until the release of this new content, and we hope it will help foster deeper bonds with your guild members. My guild is not particularly, I guess, invested is what I'll say. So if I really want to do content on this, I'm probably going to need a new guild, actually. So I'll think about how I want to do this. From all of us in the Legends team, we wish for many good things to come your way in this new year. We hope you continue to enjoy Dragon Ball Legends in 2025, Dragon Ball Legends team. So, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I didn't necessarily have the greatest impression during 2024. I think the first half of the year was pretty good. The GT campaign, the Cell Saga stuff, we had the Saiyan Saga stuff, we had the Powerful Opponent stuff into the 6th anniversary. I think for the most part, it was pretty strong all the way through the end of the 7th or all the way through the end of the 6th anniversary. But leaving the 6th anniversary, getting the Z Movies campaign into the Buu Saga stuff, and then into part 1 of Legends Fest, it really all just kind of felt really mismanaged. So my overall impression of the year, just coming out of like the first half being good, but the second half being really bad, I was kind of mixed on how the year was handled. It just kind of felt, again, really super dismanaged. Like it felt like a different team was managing the first half of the year as opposed to the second half of the year. So although I would say that my impression hasn't been the greatest recently, seeing this post, I do have high expectations going into 2025. They mentioned they're gearing up for a massive update on top of, like, this is proof, right? They could just say this, oh, we're going to do a massive update for the 7th anniversary. Like this really doesn't carry too much weight by itself. We are going to have a super large scale update. Okay, great. Anyone could just say that, right? But this is really what actually is more interesting to me, because this is almost proof, right? This is almost proof that they're serious. Them needing to actually increase by a lot, 1.6 GB to 4, that's a lot, right? So them needing to do that and increase the minimum requirements to run the game that much, that to me really does show that they are serious about this large scale update. And it sounds to me like it is actually going to be very, I guess it sounds like it might just be an overhaul of how the game works. We'll see, but I actually am pretty excited to see what they're going to do here. So this was the 2025 New Year's newsletter. Let me know what you guys think about this. What do you think about the update they're going to have for the 7th anniversary? What are some things you want to see in a major update like that? Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.